Most of our Saturday is looking like this. In the woods, cutting wood. We have a fellow about a half mile from our house that's clearing out some woods. We kind of understand maybe he's going to put cattle here, we think. And he is clearing out a whole lot of woods. He had a sawmill come in and take some of the bigger pieces, and they left a whole lot of tops that you can see over behind me here, and we're getting all the oak out of here. And there's enough oak tops you can see there behind me, and it goes all the way up. That was one huge tree, and we figure we can cut on that for a little while and stack up enough wood for a couple of years. Ignore the guy in the background. So just wanted to show you what our Saturday is looking like. And I have a few other things I've got to do this afternoon. And we're going to hopefully pick up a tiller. Our tiller went out, and the part to fix it was going to cost more than we paid for the tiller. And it got lots of other things going on. I just want to show you what most of our day is going to be. Is cutting up this wood here behind us. And there's a whole lot of it. I'm going to show you all the way up the hill and around. There's what that tree looks like. There's the top of it. The part that they cut out for the sawmill went from that end there to that stump they left up there. You can see the stump there. And then all the way down to where that starts there. That's the piece that they cut out for the sawmill. Then the rest of it they don't want. And used to be a paper mill in this area, which is shut down right now. We have hopes that it's going to open back up eventually, but right now the paper mill is shut down. But it goes all the way down. It was huge.
He told me to cut all the top side one out of here.
So yeah, that's all they took, was that piece from there to there that they could use for the sawmill. And there's more around here. That's not the only one even.
No, there's some on back there.
But I don't know that we ever get to the rest before they do away with it. They're going to eventually clear this completely out. That's why we're trying to get in here and get what we can now, because they're eventually going to clear this all out and burn it up so that they can clear off this whole property. So what I'm going to be doing while he's cutting is grabbing these pieces that he's cut and throwing them on here, up on a pile over here, and then we'll go get the trailer and load all this up at one time on a big trailer. So I'm making us a pile here out of the pieces he's cutting. So that's what my part of this is. So if you burn wood, that's part of it, unless you're going to buy wood. If you're going to burn wood and not want to have to buy it, you got to get out here and cut wood. And it's hard, and I got wounded. and it's hard work. And you have to keep up with it and do it even in the summertime sometimes to and get it where you can get it, when you can get it. Because we had to get this now, even though it's pretty hot out here. We had to get this now before they bulldoze it up. Remember to stay hydrated. And if you got one, bring a frog tog. They're great.
What?
A frog tog. They're great.
Frog tog.
This little towel thing is a frog tog.
Oh.
It's great. You've got one too. Do you want yours? You've got one too. Yeah. Okay, he told me to get out of the way. He's cutting a piece that he's worried about it kicking back. So that's something you got to know too. You got to kind of know what you're doing if you're cutting in a place like this, that the way they knocked some of these trees down, they may be wedged up against other trees, and if you don't know what you're doing and you start cutting, you could have a kickback. And he knows what he's doing, but he told me to move out of the way because he's not sure I know what I'm doing. He's cut wood all his life, and his family burned wood when he was little, all the way growing up for years, and he's cut a lot of wood. So I just want to kind of show the area of what this guy's cutting out. There's a lot of woods here that's getting cut out. It just goes all the way around. This adjoins our property. I don't know how many acres is here, but it's just all the way around, up the hill, way back. Sorry for spinning you, but way back in the back there. It goes way back yonder, and way over that way to our house. And they are clearing this all out. Right now they're just getting this stuff that the sawmill could use, and then they'll take a bulldozer and take down all the rest. It'll be completely cleared by the time they're done. So here's the top of the hill. Here's the base that tree come out of. It is huge. And you can see, just a minute ago I was down there showing all of that property. Then I come up the hill, all up here on top of the hill, they're clearing out. Way back there, all the way through. Like I said, they're just cutting out timber right now. Then they'll bulldoze this all out, and it'll be cleared land. When they first started doing it, I was a little upset. They're building a great big old huge house right behind me, and I was a little upset, and I got to thinking about it more and more, and so I guess my point is, it's their land. This is how I feel about it. It's their land. They're clearing it out to have cattle, and it's their land. I don't particularly like it. A couple of neighbors don't particularly like it, but it's their property. It's their land. I just have to shut up and get over it, and that's fine. It took me a little bit. At first I was like, what are they doing? Oh my gosh. But the thing is, it's their land. I don't want nobody telling me what to do on my land. Do you? So, nothing we can do about it but suck it up and shut up. And he kindly has allowed us to come cut all the wood we want, which was nice of him. The county I live in has passed an ordinance recently that kind of upset me because it infringes on my property, and not mine personally. It would have at one time. They've passed a lot of strict rules on mobile homes, and bringing in mobile homes that are older mobile homes. They pretty much don't want any older mobile homes in our whole county, unless it's just really nice and you got to go by the book and do this and this and this. And some of the rules are almost unrealistic a little bit, I think. And what I don't like about that is that at one time we don't have a mobile home, but we did when we were building our house. We lived in a mobile home, an old one. It was an old mobile home that we just fixed up just enough to live in for a year or so, which it turned into 4 years. We couldn't do that now with this new ordinance. We wouldn't be able to do that. That disturbs me. I feel like they're infringing on other people's properties, just like this here. I wanted to infringe on his property and tell him he couldn't clear all this out and don't build a great big old house behind me. But you can't do that. You just don't, it's his property. He can do what he wants to do. And so, I feel like same thing with my property. If I want to put an old mobile home on my property, why can't I? But you can't now, not in this whole county, even out in the country. And we live way off out in the country. We couldn't just bring in an old mobile home and set it up without some strict regulations that are, some of it's a little ridiculous, I think. I know several people, especially a couple of older ladies who live in mobile homes, old mobile homes, And this ordinance that they passed could actually put them out of their houses. I hope they don't do that. I hope they have sense enough to leave them poor old ladies alone. But they could if they wanted to. And so that's my point is I don't like, I don't like messing up the nature and the environment, but at the same time, I don't like somebody infringing on my property, so I'm not going to infringe on someone else's property. So, just a little point there that I'm making while we're out here cutting wood on this guy's property. Alright, that's it for now, for today. We got this here load, and a lot of that's real big pieces. Some of it's smaller that I was able to help him with, and then he had to go back and get the great big pieces. That took about 3 hours. So y'all give us a thumbs up and a comment and subscribe.